everyone, thanks for joining me today. I hope you have a great day. This is a sketch, I guess, rather than a painting that I did in Procreate. And I was really pushing boundaries with brushes. I've used the flame brush. Did I like it? Let's find out. So I'm going to use the Flames brush today in the elements section of Procreate. This is a real cool brush because, well, it's a weird brush. If you paint very lightly, you get a very dark colour, and the more pressure you put on, the lighter it gets. So the idea is you can simulate flames, but I'm going to use it to see if I can produce a painting just using this one brush. So I'm trying out the Flames brush in Procreate. Let's see what I come up with. So I'm doing this. Oh, that's way too bright. I wonder if straight away I'm struggling with this. I wanted to let's put a really dark colour on. Oh, now that's interesting. Once you've burnt a colour out, you can't lay colour over it again. So I'm going to need to clear the canvas, start again, and that's something I need to be aware of. I'm doing this voiceover as I'm painting. The last time I did this, I got lots of comments from people saying they really liked the idea of me doing a real-time painting with a voiceover and maybe just speeding up little bits of it here and there. So I thought I'd do it again. So sometimes there might be times when I don't say a lot. It's a very interesting brush. I'm liking it. As you can see, I'm painting this tree, and I've painted this scene before from memory. You might remember the haystacks on the right hand side from a totally different view. I had to walk up the lane instead of driving in my car, and saw this scene. I thought this would be cool to do. I think this is going to be a painting with layers in it. I think I'm going to, so I can sort of get more colour over these white areas that I'm creating. And I'm just sort of put it in these, it's really nice for these sort of abstract leaf effects. I like that. I like that a lot. And then just by putting light pressure, I'm going to go dark. This is all sort of pretty much monochromatic at the minute. And what I mean by that is I'm just using one colour. And sort of trying to work around my microphone. I need a new microphone setup. When I'm using my iPad on my desk and filming, it's getting in the way. So I'm looking at options. I did buy a cheap one and it wasn't very good, to be honest. One of these clip-on things that you put on your collar, and it didn't cut the mustard, man. It wasn't very good. So I'm just sort of sketching in. This feels like a sketch more than a painting, I guess. I don't know why. I still need some darker darks, I think. Let's go to black almost. So you can, if you've got like a colour on, you can still put a darker colour over it, which is interesting. But you can't, once you burn it out to light, really light, you can't get anything on top of that. I mean, I'm working with a pretty much maxed out size brush here. I think I need to get some sort of colour over the whole of the thing, so I'm going to change to a blue. Let's see what this looks like. There's something that says, when I started this, I said there's going to be lots of layers, but if I start creating lots of layers, if I want to keep these highlights in, I'm going to have to paint around them. So, yeah, I think I do need more than one layer, but I don't think I need lots of layers. Or if I do get lots of layers, I start merging them down. Now that's going to be an interesting thing. If I create a new layer and draw on that, and then merge the two layers together, will Procreate do this thing where I can't paint over the white on the merged layers? I think we need to test that out. So, at this point, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm just going to do a little bit of painting on it. I'm going to choose a dark colour. And, oh, so it works on the colours underneath as well. So I can have multiple colours and just keep overpainting. So can I overpaint that? I can. So I can overpaint the light bits, but I can also, that is very good. So we could change this then, and now say I can paint lots of layers on this, and you get this sort of glazing effect underneath, where you can create lots of detail. And the brush is kind of doing the work for you. That's interesting. This is a fun brush. I'm not so sure I'll be using it like too much on like sort of many paintings, but it's fun. It's definitely fun to have a go with. So this is going to make the leaves so much easier than I thought it was going to be. Just sort of putting this edge in, and it's just sort of creating all this mad detail for me. I love it. And I can, now I know I can just sort of work multiple layers over this. Put some green into this purple down here. I'm feeling that. And I could get the bark in quite nice by just pressing on, it just lifts out the colour. And by applying light pressure, I'm getting these nice darks. I'm working on a 24 by 18 canvas, I think. So it's a good size, 300 dots per inch. So I can just sort of sketch this. It's like having your eraser in the same brush. So I can sort of put in these silhouettes of the trees, and then I can kind of go in and start lifting out highlights by just applying a bit more pressure. See there? Let's have a nice light all the way down there. There we go. And another one, just sort of. So I'm just sort of laying on light pressure to get the tree in, and then heavy pressure just to lift out the highlights. I'm liking it. That's quite cool. I can sort of put in a little fence there. We've got this wire fence thing going as well. I can pop that in. This reminds me of using water, a brush with water in it on a watercolour painting, where you can lift colour off. I can make that fence kind of go down here. And what I don't want to do is have a uniform set of fences all the same distance apart. On the photograph you can see that's how much pretty much they are, but it's not very it doesn't add much to the graphic quality of the image. So I'm going to mix mine up a bit, so changing gaps, and there we are. I think that's a lot better. Put some wires in. Oops. If I take that right down. So I've got a very thin pen. Pressure on hard, but no, it's not gonna. Ah, there we go. Put an highlight, make it a bit lighter. So I've now got this kind of fence thing going in, which is cool. I'm liking that. Do I need a sort of a darker layer of browns sort of scumbled in between these? I don't know. Maybe I do. Oh, and I've got. I can just go over the fence. Oops. Because it's not going to paint over the highlights. Oh, this is so easy. Notice I'm leaving the fence poking out of this edge, and the edge again, it's not straight or anything like that. So this piece is evolving quite nicely. I'm liking what's happening with it. And this tree is way too black. I need to sort of get some browns in there so I can put some highlights in. Same as these smaller ones. But also I want to sort of go over the black, just make it a bit more brown. careful not to press on too hard as well. I've just, maybe if I zoomed in a bit, I might be able to do a better job. That's it. I've not even counted how many bales of hay there are or anything like that. I'm just doing a few, filling them in. If I use a blending stump, let's change this to the same brush. So I go to elements and it should be flames, yeah. And then smudge it out. What happens? So I can use it to smudge out highlights. That's cool. And then I guess I can overpaint it again. If I have a really, really thin brush, pick a yellowy colour, is it going to let me? Too thin. I want to put in these highlights where the sun is just bouncing off the tops of the hay bales. To get the brush to do its effect, you've got to have it a kind of a reasonable size. So you can't do really detailed work with this, I don't think. It certainly adds a quality to the painting that you would not get with any other brush. Just sort of sketching in where I want these to go. I could probably make the brush a bit bigger actually. And then when I've got them in, I'm going to put the highlights on it. I think the best thing to do is just sort of imagine I'm drawing a bale at a time. There we go. I wonder if they are. Yeah, they're not. They've not laid them like a bricklayer would. They just sort of piled one on top of each other. So I guess these could fall over technically. I think I need to warm up the colour a little bit as well. Let's just push it towards the red. I guess the top ones are going to have more light bouncing off than the bottom. Just really make it pop there. So it's almost, well, not almost, it is burnt out. Right, okay. Oh, they look all right. They've come out reasonable, I guess. Let's zoom in. Put a few bits of grasses in front of this. Put another fence in here. Here. My iPad does seem to lock up on occasions now when I want to rescale. I guess I'm probably ready for a new iPad. This is quite old. It's an original iPad Pro from the first generation. So I guess is probably seen better days right now. Some green. Just brushing in a bit of green in here. And maybe just have that feel, put a bit of perspective on it so it leads your eyes towards the trees. This is looking all right. Now let's just where the light's catching a few leaves up here. I don't know how far to come down with this dark. I'm sort of toying with the idea that I need to be a little bit lower. I need to change the colour, that's for sure. Let's get back into this sort of warm, this cool blue range. I'm just going to merge them two layers down and create a new layer, just so I can go over that light bit there. I keep moving away from the mic, so if the audio is a bit dodgy in places, I'm really sorry. It's because I'm sort of painting live. I think that's it. I think that's my trying out the flame brush in Procreate. Oh, let's just sign the thing. Let's just sign the thing before I say thank you. But what I do want to say is thanks everybody for staying with me right to the very end of this video. It is much appreciated. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I've got lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!